Live then on this beautiful evening in Lincolnshire. How are you? You okay? This is the first time I've ever done this. Hello? What are you doing, you weirdo? Mrs. John Coupland is watching as well. Hello, we are live on YouTube, by the way, so Crystal's out here. If you want to watch online, you can do. Mrs. John Coupland's logged in via the Ring doorbell app.
Bye.
Bye, goodbye. Right, so let's share this as well to the news feed. On the chat, on the live. This is the best thing I've seen on the interweb, thank you. Right, so the plan for this video, folks, if you're watching, is I'm going to get the Proton ready for the Festival of the Unexceptional 2024. I've got the inspector with me. She's snuffling about over there. This is my white Proton 1.5 SE. If you haven't seen the videos on the channel, in fact, you haven't seen the videos on the channel because they aren't on there yet. So you won't have seen that yet. My plan for this video is just to give it a quick once over. I'm going to use the snow foam gun, which should be nice and snowy. I've been trying to wait until it's, well, less sunshiny, but needs must. I'm using Uncle Albert's snow foam, and I want to make sure I'm not doing any snow foaming yet. Okay. This could go one of two ways. I'm obviously not able to see the chat, so chat amongst yourselves while I do this. So my plan is just to get the car damp first and foremost. Just get it a bit damp. It needs a good old clean, ready for tomorrow. If you're coming tomorrow, by the way, let me know in the comments below what you're bringing to the festival. Dad and I will be there. I'm looking forward to seeing everybody. Genuinely, I am so excited about the festivities this weekend because, oh, it's a good event if you've not been. If it's your first event, let me know. If it's your 10th event, let me know. Right. So what I'm doing here, I'm just spraying some water on the car. Noisy, noisy, noisy. It's only the second time, by the way, I've ever used snow foam in my life. As I say, shout out to the team at Uncle Albert's Diomics, who has sent me some of this to try. It's snowing in Lincolnshire. Proton Saga, and I've got a detailing brush to get in all the bits and pieces on here. Get in all there. I wish you could see all this. I need to get in all the door shuts and all the door jams. That's where I need to be getting in this evening. All in there. I think the plan is you're meant to probably let this stuff settle for a couple of minutes, but well, we're on a time scale. So instead of letting it settle, well, we'll give it a bit of a scrub now. In the door shuts there. Not going to give the whole car a blooming detail off. I'm just going to do round the gills here and here. In fact, what I'm going to do is just get all in there. All in there. Oh dear, there's spiders and all sorts on the car. I have only, say, just cleaned the car about, well, 2 weeks ago when Dad and I did some work on it, but I'm breaking the cardinal sin rule as well of not working my way from the top down. I know, shout at me. I'm against a time scale here because, as I say, Mrs. John Coupland is coming home soon. And also I need to get a bit of kit before the weekend festivities. Actually, it's not that dirty. In fact, what I might do is just change tack a little bit here. Just do the gills quickly and then get my my big sponge just to go over it. And I'm going to do it one side at a time, so you will see both sides, but this side is just obviously, well, this side. So I've never actually given this car a proper good clean. Cardinal sin. I know. But stay there, I'm going to go get me sponge. If you are with me, by the way, pop in the comments, because I'll be able to see at the end of the video that you've been with us. I've got my bucket and my sponge. My bucket's not full yet. I think I might just get a little bit of more foam, please. You're not meant to let this stuff dry on the car, so that's the last thing I want to do. It is quite runny, actually. Got a bit of water on this sponge. Now you might think, John, you're using rainwater on your car. Tap water on your car. I'm not, I'm using rainwater. And if I sound really breathy, well, it's because I am fat and breathy. Give it a good old clean. In fairness to Dad, he's done a lot of work on this car, and you won't have seen that yet because, well, it's not on the channel yet. I've slowly fallen in love with this car, and if you don't know its history, as I say, I bought it as part of the 6-car Proton collection. I bought this car, in fact that's a lie, I bought the 6 cars just to get this one. Now if that's not a dedication to the mark, I don't know what is. I'd always wanted a white saloon. Didn't really care what model it was, if it was a SE or a GE or a GL or a White Knight, but this being the SE, it is top of the range. And well, that's quite nice to have sometimes. Power steering, sunroof, which sends the Malaysians wild. What else have we got? Oh, velour seats, how could I forget? Velour seats on the inside there. What else have I got? Power steering, central locking, colour-coded wing mirrors, colour-coded bumper inserts. Lots of cool things on the SE. Actually, that snow foam stuff, well, it doesn't seem to have taken all the grit and grime off, and I'm really conscious that this time of night in this sunshine, it is going to dry. So what I'm going to do is give it a rinse off and then do it again. Don't shout at me because I'm just going all over the place at the moment, just to give it a quick rub down, shall we say. Let's rinse that off quick. In fact, I'm going to take my snow foam lance off, put on the proper lance. Now, the last thing you want on Protons is to get it really firm, because the paint isn't great, and the last thing I want to do is start blasting lacquer off. Because that would make me a very unhappy bunny. And yes, I'm cleaning the car on the grass. This stuff actually has given it quite a nice beading property. Which I've never had before on this car, so whatever I put on it, wash and wax or snow foam or whatever, it's gonna do good things for the car. Whatever I put on it. Whatever I put on this car will do a grand job. Or as Dad would say, a cracking job, grommet. Dad's coming tomorrow, by the way, if you are coming to the festival, so do come and say hello to Dad. He is, of course, the absolute legend. I'm just the bloke that puts it all together, but Dad's the guy who's the legend, really. He deserves the stardom, not me. He deserves the fame. What a beautiful evening in Lincolnshire, by the way. If you're already at Grimsthorpe Castle with your car, there is a pre-event. Something's hit the bumper there. Let me know if you're at the pre-event. What I'll do in a minute is send you around to this side. As I say, at the moment, it's just a quick rinse off with the snow foam before we get the sponge and the wax and the ceramic layers out. Just rinsing that off. I'm conscious that I'm on a time scale as well. I've got the Black Knight to do next. Yup, I have. I don't know how to see the comments, but let's have a look. Oh, hello, here we go. Now I can see comments. Edward, Lee, Lot 76. Let's just move this around here so you can have a look at that. There we go. Right, let's do this back bit now. I'm not sure where the inspector has gone, actually. We need to probably log on and find her. Let's find her. Crystal! Crystal! She's taken herself for a walk, probably. Where is she? She was on the front with me, and I think I've scared her away. Crystal! Crystal, come on. I found her, she was on the back garden. I think I might shut the gates so we don't lose her anymore. If you are with me, by the way, give us a thumbs up. Crystal's off to look for a new Proton. I bet she is. She's my Proton inspector. She finds them for me. She's the boss. God, what a beautiful evening. Fighting with the jet wash. Oh dear. Right, let's get some snow on this side then. Oh, I've tipped my snow foam all over the place. Good job the team at Uncle Albert's gave me this. As I say, I've never used snow foam before, so it is a bit of a playtime, but here we go. Not sure if you're meant to put it on wet or dry. Let's do the back now then. There it is. People will like that. Oh, look at that foamy Proton badge. Let's get all in there with me. My detailing brush. What a noise that makes. Excellent. And all up underneath here because, oh, there's so much muck under there. All under there. All in there. You can see it coming out, hopefully. It's all green. It's all up underneath that spoiler, algae and dirt and grime. Turning that bumper, oh, that back bit nice and green. Let's get right in there as well. It is far too sunny still to be doing this, really. But like I say, time scale. I hope you've had a good week, by the way. My week has been interesting. It's been a very, very, very busy week for me. I've done a long old week at work, including sort of a 23-hour shift Wednesday into Thursday, which was not ideal because, well, hence I've had no time to prep the cars. So you'll have to forgive me a little bit when you come and see this. If you're at the festival tomorrow, you'll have to just use your imagination a little bit and pretend that I've had a week to get this ready. It's not just about the cars tomorrow, is it though? Let's face it, it is about the people. And that is one of my favourite parts, not only of the Festival of the Unexceptional, but of the sort of weird car Twitter lot, and also the online community of car collectors and car people. Just the fact that it brings people together, and there's people from all walks of life. I'm quite a socially outgoing person on these videos, but actually sometimes I suffer with anxiety, as do probably a lot of people in life sometimes. And well, going out and about talking to people at car shows is a good way of meeting like-minded people that may or may not get out and about as much. So fair play to the car community, and actually everybody has been really welcoming towards me the past few years. No idea why, but thank you very much. Right, let's rinse this off. How do I look at the comments again? I want to see your comments. How do I do that? Oh, there we go. Good evening, folks. Frank. Hi, Frank. How you doing? Hope you're well, mate. Is it the Netherlands you're based in, Frank? Somewhere similar? I've lost my lance now. Because I am against the time scale, as I say. Where's my lance gone? Hello? Lance? Ah, here it is. Because I don't want to let any of this stuff dry on the car and undo all the hard work, because then I'll be washing it again at sort of 4 a.m. So Dad and I are going to be in a bit early tomorrow because the white Proton SE is actually star of the show for Synergy Sustainable Fuels, who I'm teaming up with for the festival, which is really exciting. There's so many people that I look up to in the car community are going to be at the show tomorrow. Now, no Hubnut tomorrow, which is a big shame, but he's not been very well, and he's not been very well for a very long time now. And actually, I wish him all the best, him and Carly. And the last thing he needs is to run himself into the ground and make himself poorly. So if you are a Hubnut follower or a Hubnut fan, I hope you join me in sending him our best wishes. from Lincolnshire. And actually, there's going to be people watching this, or going to be people that watch this at a later date, who don't know that, well, we're based in Lincolnshire. I'm really close to the festival in the grand scheme of things, about a 20-minute drive. Maybe a bit more than that actually, maybe a 40-minute drive, but in comparison to other people that's attending, really close. So this initial clean off, as I say, is just to get all the nooks and crannies cleaned off a wee bit, and then I'll give it a good going over with the hand kit. The last thing I want is snow foam to dry on the car. There's a bit of overspray there from where we've painted this, so I'm going to have to get some T-cut on there. Good, well that's looking good so far. How are we looking, folks? What do you reckon so far? Give us a thumbs up if you like it. Oh yes, that is looking good. Philip, I've just finished watching Up and Down do a Peugeot. Yeah, you're right. He hasn't lost too much either, has he, on there? So I'm impressed with that. Right, let's come round to this side then. I say this side, let's have a look at that. Can you see us still, folks? Because I've moved the camera. I'm hoping you can still see me. Give us a comment if you can still see that, please. Because I've moved it away from the Wi-Fi hub. Right, let's do this side then. Frank, is that okay? You can still see us. Awesome. Oh, thank you very much. Very beautiful car. Well, that's very kind of you. It'll be lovely once we're finished. I hope you're talking about the Proton that we're working on and not this, the orange Smart. Right, let's do this side. Now I know on this side, I need to get into the door jambs and the door shuts because I didn't do that last week. Right, let's get me kit round there. Let's have a look. Thanks for watching, by the way. I'm humbled actually by the amount of people that are watching this evening so far. I know it's just me jet washing an old Proton, but what else would you be doing with your Friday evening? So like I say, I've teamed up with Sustainable Fuels, Sustain, to bring the white SE to the Festival of the Unexceptional. Their team reached out to me via the Haggerty team, and well, there's a lot of chatter about EV, isn't there, and the future of fossil fuel burning cars. Well, I don't think it's dead yet, but there are things that are on the change, and sustainable fuel, I think, is one of them. I think sustainable fuel is going to be the future. Genuinely, I'm not just saying that, I genuinely do. Right, the snow foam's on. Let's get that soaking for a minute or two and have a look. What are you most looking forward to seeing at the Festival of the Unexceptional, by the way? Let me know in the comments, because I am really looking forward to seeing some unusual cars. There's a lot of chatter about Proton. Actually, I'm gonna, do you know what? I'm gonna take this claim actually. When I went to the Festival of the Unexceptional in 2021, my very first festival, and won it, by the way, which I'm very proud of that, and so apologise if you think I'm boasting. But I am very proud of that fact. There was 2 Protons there, which was mine and mine. The Proton Black Knight and the 1.5 SE LE, also known as Jeff. And I won it, won the show, and Proton Mania hit the Festival of the Unexceptional for 2022, in that there were 5 or 6. I know that my friend Steph from iDriver Classic bought one after the Festival of the Unexceptional 2021, not because she wanted to copy me or copy other people with the Proton addiction, but she was actually offered one at a very, very reasonable price to give it a good home. And I'm really proud of Steph actually for keeping it on the road. I know she's had a few problems with it recently, but actually when she first bought it, and I'll let you into a secret now, she might tell me off for this, apologise Steph in advance, her plan was to use it as a bit of a winter hack for a year and then, well, sell it to me. That was the plan. I was going to buy it. And well, in fairness to Steph, she realised just how much of a blooming good car they are and decided to keep it. And again, I can't begrudge her that because, well, I hate to tell you I told you so, Steph, but they're fantastic little reliable cars. Again, I think she's done something like 30,000 miles in it in the past 3 or 4 years, maybe more. And it's been so reliable up until recently. I know she's had a bit of a problem with it. I won't spoil her video, but it's fixed. And she employed a local, it's a Lincolnshire mechanic, but that mechanic still needed a little bit of advice, shall we say, from the local Proton legend, Pete Coupland. So hopefully Steph touches upon that in her video. But yeah, we sent her some parts from one of the cars that's actually sitting on the driveway at the moment, which is one of the barn find Protons. We sent her some bits free of charge. I'm not saying that because I want credit, but I'm saying that because, well, you've got to keep these old Protons on the road. I'm not here to make money from them. I'm here to keep them going. Because they are my passion. I do love them. I do love these cars. John, oh crikey. My big fat bum just sprung that mirror back. It's okay. I caught it. I'm against the clock a little bit, as I say. Oh, sweating. It's like, what is it, 7 o'clock at night? I'm sweating buckets. Cleaning this old Proton. Right, that's that side done, I think, boys and girls. Let's just have a look in these door shuts and these door jambs. Well, it's not perfect in there, if I'm entirely honest, but it's better than it was, and I will come back to that at a later date. Oh no, I've dropped my sponge on the floor. Bugger. Right. Oh, are you still with me? Thumbs up if you're still with me. Ah, dear. What did you have for tea tonight, by the way? If you're new to the channel, you may not know this, but if you're not new to the channel, I'm on a bit of a self-improvement. It was weigh-in day today, meaning that I've had to be good all week. And tonight, well, actually, I found out that I'd lost another 3 pounds this week, taking my weight loss total to 4 stone. So, to celebrate me losing an entire 4 stone, which I'm really proud of, I had fish. I had battered fish almost a mini fish and chips, but I can't have chips. So I had fish and beans. And it was blooming good. I was certainly ready for some naughty treats, let's say. You only live once, don't you? You've got to treat yourself every now and again. That snow foam has done a lovely job in getting all the grounding muck out the paintwork. Again, what I'm going to do now is give it a rinse off entirely and then give it a wash and wax by hand. And then we've got to tackle the interior, which I'm really not looking forward to. The interior won't be perfect. I can tell you that much for free. So if you are coming tomorrow, please don't look too closely at the interior. Of course, look at it because it is a beautiful browny grey velour. But just tell your expectations a little bit there, I think. Right, let's do the front. I'm going to move you now, I think, so you can see the front. Ooh. There it is, you can have a look at the front now. What do you reckon? Oh, it's shining. Shiny, shiny, shiny. Now, is it just me, or does the bonnet not look closed? Is it just me? I know. The bonnet wasn't closed. Go on then, have a quick look. It isn't too bad under there. The 1.5 mega valve engine. Ta-dang! It's closed now, isn't it, right? Looks better now. Do you think? What do you reckon to those shut lines now? I think that's better. Right, so that's the first pass with the snow foam done. Let's take a look round it. What do you reckon? Oops, kicking everything. So that's the first pass with the snow foam. Looking good. Looking good, 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 good. We will be now going to fill my bucket up, I think, with some wash and wax. Will I be waxing it by hand? No, actually, I won't be, Casper. But yeah, we'll be doing the wash and wax. Wet cars always look good. Yeah, all right, Frank. You are right, it does. But I want to get it rinsed off and dried off. Here's the interior, if you want to see in the interior, by the way. Again, don't have too much of a good look at it, but we'll get that done. Right, you stay there then. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go and fill my bucket full of hot, soapy water and then give it a rinse off with the sponge and the water, and then what I'll do is I'll give it a rinse off with rainwater, proper clean rainwater, to finish the job, and then I'll dry it off with a drying towel. And actually that'll probably be the job for tonight. Maybe I'll give it a going over with the old towel in the morning. Leave the bikini at home. Nobody wants to see that. Whoa, what a horrible idea. In fact, Mrs. John Coupland is at work tonight, which is probably why I'm getting away with doing this. But she's logged in via the Ring doorbell and effectively said, "What on earth are you doing?" She's catching me out even when I'm not at home, or even when she's not at home. Let's just give this a ring out. There's all the suds, look, coming off there, because I don't want these suds in my new wash and wax water. Always use one of these, by the way, if you're using a bucket, which is a muck guard. It basically stops all the stones and dross, that's a Lincolnshire word, from entering your sponge. Right, what I'm going to do so my phone doesn't get stolen is take you into the MR2 garage. You can have a look at, oh, there's the Royal Snail, look. Oh no, it's the micro garage now. I forgot to tell you. Oh, there's another Proton there, by the way. You didn't see that, that's a secret. Let's take you into the micro and MR2 garage whilst I just put some wash and wax in my bucket. Now, what am I going to use? Because I've got some nice stuff here that I've been given. No, I'm going to use Old Faithful. People will shout at me for this. I like this. It's triple wax, wash and wax. It's nothing special. It's nothing exciting. It's dirt cheap. I think it's like, I don't know, £2 a bottle. And I'm just going to pour a big load in my bucket there and fill it up with hot, and I mean hot water from the tap inside the house. So whilst I do that and find out where Crystal is, you can come with me actually. You can see the back garden, see the situation we're in at the moment. Oh, you're not going to see this either. This is a surprise. Have a look at that. That's the red micra. You have a look at the garden for 2 minutes, just whilst I go and fill this bucket up. Stay with me then. Let's find Crystal. Crystal! Where is she? Ah, she's here. Come on, you. Let's go get some water. Come on, Crystal. She's actually scared of the tripod. Come on, sweetheart. Here you go, look, it's the tripod inspector. There she is. Hello. Hey. Crystal, look at this, look. Say hello to everybody. Everybody say hello to the inspector this evening. It's live inspector cam. Hey. Say hello. Right, come on then, Crystal. Let's go get some water because the light's going. Come on, sweetheart. You'll still be able to hear me because I think my microphone will pick it up. Come on, darling. Hey. Come on, puppy. You can come on in too, Ducat. We've got a little elderly cat as well here. She's 20. Come on, sweetheart. In you go. Come on, Crystal. Let's get water. That's it. So I'm in the house now, if you can hear me. And I'm with Crystal, who is the main inspector, as you know. I'm with Daisy, who is our 20-year-old pussycat, and the mop. The mop is a 3-year-old ragdoll cat. Oh, there's some advice there about putting some stuff on the glass so we get some good beading. I'll have a look at that in a minute. Have a look at that advice. Now, while I'm filling that up, I might just go and share this again on the old social media. So while that's filling up, I think I'll share the content again. Don't forget to share it if you're watching via Twitter or social media or YouTube or whatever. Oh, my phone won't let me in. Yes, if you're watching, let me know. It's always nice to get involved with people that are watching. How do I do this? Do I view my channel? Live now. Oh yeah, it says I'm live, look. Share to Twitter. Live video, there we go. If you're there watching now, please do let me know. Oh, I can watch it on here, look. Can I watch myself?
With no draw lines from lines together,
Yes.
you can install in seconds. And save up.
Right, I've got my bucket of water filling up. Well, let's just have a quick look at the messages here. Rover 75 on the left. Oh yeah, you can see the 75 too. We'll have a look at that in just a second. You can see the Rover 75, and that's going to be a little surprise. Oh, right, here's my water. I've got my bucket of water. Oh, crikey O'Reilly. Now this is hot, and I mean hot from the tap water with me wash and wax, and I like to get that on there because it just gets all that ground in dirt off. Oh, I'm sweating something crazy, folks. Right, here's my bucket of water. I might take just 2 seconds to have a bit of a breather. Right, back at it. Yeah, do you want to see the Rover 75? Here you go. Ignore my garden, by the way, because it's a right royal mess at the moment. There's the Rover 75. It's obviously moved out the way so I can get the garage open. Red Micra's out, and the purple TT is out. And there's some cars back there as well. This is what Mrs. John Coupland has to live with, I'm afraid. Right, here we go. Back onto the front. Back at the white Proton. Ah, someone's got a noisy mobile going on. Right, let's do this bit. Okay, put the tripod back down and do the wash and wax. What a beautiful sunset, by the way. Can you see that? What a beautiful sunset. Right. So, I've got my bucket guard again. That goes in the bucket. In the bucket it goes. Oh, that's hot. I've got my sponge and I'm just going to get that on the car. Give it a good old hand wash. I love hand washing cars. There's something therapeutic about this. This is probably the most relaxed I've been all week. How bonkers is that, huh? Possibly the most chilled out I've been. And I'm running around like a blue-arsed fly cleaning a Proton, but I don't know about you, but it's been a week. It's been a busy old week. What have you been up to? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll read them when I pick the live video up. Things left to do, obviously I clean the wheels and dress the tyres and clean all the blacks. But it's coming up okay now. It's coming up very nicely actually. I'm very happy with the results. And like I said, I think at the beginning of the video, if you have been watching from the beginning, this car's never had a proper wash in my lifetime. I've owned the car a year and a bit now, just over a year and a bit. And the paintwork when I bought it was so flat. So flat. I've got absolutely no idea how the paintwork was so terrible. And it's not perfect, don't get me wrong now. It really isn't perfect, but it's so much better than it was. So much better. I'm actually quite disappointed with the amount of, or the lack of bubbles from the wash and wax. I think what I might do is do this side off, give it a rinse off with the jet wash, and then come back and do it again. And Frank, I think you're right. Cars do look good when they're wet, but it'll look fantastic hopefully when it's dried off. It'll look better than it was, which was dusty and flat. The Black Knight needs a wash next, and that will not be this evening, I don't think. I think that'll be tomorrow now. I think I might just wash and waterless wash that off. So I'm just rinsing it off. This is tap water, which in Lincolnshire is very hard. There's lots of, I don't know, minerals in the water. So I'll go steady with the tap water and then it'll get a rinse off. With rainwater in the end. Oh dear, we'll move on to hoovering next. Who wants to see a fat old bloke hoovering a Proton on their Friday night? I hope you're enjoying this live video. It's the first time I've ever done something like this. So if you are enjoying it, just let me know in the comments, because well, we can start doing more live videos now I've worked out how to do it. And now I've worked out how to do it where you can hear me. On your stereo. On your computer. Right, let's come to the back now then. Wash the back off. Thanks to everyone that's watched. Frank, thanks for coming. Yeah. There's lots of content coming up, by the way, from the weekend. I've got so much Festival of the Unexceptional stuff coming. As I film it, of course. Oh, I've managed to sneak in early tomorrow. Don't tell everybody, but the organisers have said I'm allowed to get in early because we're on a special stand, not only with the Black Knight, but with this. And actually, my plan is to film all the cars coming in. Don't tell everybody that. That's just our secret, right? Because else they'll all want to come in. That's my special perk. I do get on really well with the team at Haggerty, and it's really nice actually, because, well, they're a big corporation, right? They could have easily just said to me, well, thanks for coming. If you want to make a video, you make a video, but you play by the same rules as everyone else, mate. And they look after me a little bit, so I'm humbled there. And also, you know, I'm showing one of my cars on their stands, but so is everyone else. Don't get me wrong, I've not got in for free. It's cost me 40 quid to get the Black Knight in this year. Well, £38 something. And some people have balked at that this year. They're a business at the end of the day, they've got to make money. And it's not free to put a show like the Festival of the Unexceptional on. You know, they employ people. Am I going to begrudge 40 quid for a day out for me and Dad? Absolutely not. You know, that's a few hours work for a few people. I understand that. But also, I don't drink, I don't smoke. My enjoyment is old cars. So and spending time with my dad as well. So I'm really lucky that we get to do that. Right, let's give the back a rinse off. Oh dear. Don't know about you, but I'm ready for bed now. I thought this was going to be a 10-minute job. I think it's turned into about an hour's job so far. Start from the top, by the way. You know this, you don't need me to tell you that, do you? Start from the top. Work your way down. It's not actually me driving this one tomorrow. I'm putting far too much effort into this for Dad. It's Dad driving this one. Right, now let's do this side. So near side and front to do. We're getting there. How's that looking? What do we think? So near side and front. Again, hot. Hot, 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 hot. Making sure I'm cleaning them door shut channels out, which I am doing. Happy days. Getting all in the gills around the windows. This car has had the most rinsing and wiping down of any car I think I've ever bought. I just really want to try and get that paintwork to pop, because it hasn't, it never has. In the entire time I've owned it, and I'm at a loss, because you put wax on it, you put product on it, and when it goes all funny, I don't know how to describe it. There's a spider in there. And as much as I love arachnid friends, I don't love them making spider webs on my wing mirrors overnight. I need to tell you something, and that is, we are rapidly approaching 10,000 subscribers. And I'm just going to take a second to let that sink in. 10,000. Considering, I think I was celebrating in February this year, 2,000. To have gained 8,000 subscribers in that time, well, I'm humbled. I'm a little bit embarrassed, because, well, it's just me and Dad farting about with old cars, but for whatever reason, and you can tell me in the comments if you like, you lot seem to enjoy it. And that really makes me happy. Like, really happy. So thank you, genuinely. Thanks for all your support, all your hours of viewing, all your subscriptions, people that are members. Because, well, I don't do this for money. I certainly couldn't live on it. I do it because I enjoy it. Well, you guys seem to enjoy it too. So thanks for watching. Recently, a massive, and I mean massive, influx of people from Malaysia who are rightly very, very proud of their nation's car. So shout out if you are in Malaysia this evening, watching, or if you're watching on the catch-up bit at the end, to all my friends in Malaysia, genuinely, because wow, you folks are proud of your car. Actually, I'm proud of your car too. Oh, sweating. Right, now to give this side a rinse off. Can you see that all right? I hope so. I hope you can see that. Let me know. Let me know in the comments. Can you see that, please? And can you still hear me? Because the microphone's doing a sterling job, actually. Just rinsing the old girl off now. I don't know what view you can see, but what I can see is the sun setting and it glinting. Glinting on the Proton. And she looks grand, she really does. Wow, what a sunset on the 1.5 SE this evening. Looking beautiful in the sunset, really looking good. I shall probably be up until midnight tonight, cleaning this one and the Black Knight. I'm not going to do a live video until midnight, don't get me wrong, but that'd be fun, wouldn't it? Oh, I've got to show you this. I've got to show you this in the sunset. Wow, can you see it? Look at it. Let's have a look at that. Ready? Look at that sunset over there. In glorious Lincolnshire, in the flatlands of Lincolnshire. And the 1.5 SE glinting in the sunshine. Just got the front to do. And then from a wash and wax point of view, hand wash, it's done. What have I got to do then? Well, get this off this windscreen that I can see, the bits I've missed. I've got to do the bonnet, the front bumper, the grille, because actually this is the most important bit, because this is what people are going to be looking at. I spent all that time doing the back. I spent sort of zero time doing the front grille and the bonnet. Le grille, as Dad would say. I think it's a Homer Simpson thing, isn't it? Le grille. Gonna have to tell Dad to drive this very slowly tomorrow. To not get flies all over her. Last bit then, let's do this bonnet. Get that all up in there. Again, this is the first time I've ever wash and waxed this car, and it's coming up lovely, it really is. I'm super proud of it. Super proud of it, actually. I don't mean I'm super proud of my efforts, I'm super proud of the car. Right, now to rinse her off properly. You might think, what a waste of water, but actually I harvest my rainwater and reuse it. So this is natural, all natural. The water is beading lovely on the roof there. Not so much everywhere else, if I'm entirely honest. It isn't beading fantastically everywhere else. Let's have a look at that. Can you see that on there? Have a look at that. Look at that beautiful reflection. But again, it's because it's wet. I know, Frank, you'll tell me off. Lovely. So a few things I wanted to do before the festival is get a period correct front number plate, and sadly I haven't been able to do that. The team at Retro Plates have been told I want one, but they've been so busy they haven't got round to that yet. Including the back as well, that needs a replica one doing. But again, can't do it all in one go, can you? So an evolving project, it will evolve over time. I'm going to now rinse this off and then dry it off by hand. Some people use drying machines. I'm literally going to use hand towel and wring it out. And then in the morning, when it's entirely dry, I'll polish it. Just literally rinsing it off, making sure I've got all that wash and waxed off. Oh, I've just swallowed a fly. Just swallowed a little bug. Thanks, little bug. Oh, that wasn't very tasty. If you haven't subscribed, by the way, and you're watching this, please consider doing so. It really does mean a lot. Not only to me, but, well, to Dad. You wouldn't believe it, but he watches the subscriber count and will message me and say, oh my goodness, mate, I don't know, another 10 subscribers today. And for somebody who never wanted to be in the limelight on the channel, for my dad to be doing that, then well, he must really enjoy it. Right, let's get the hand towel now then and give it a dry off. Oh dear, I'm roasting. Absolutely roasting. Now, what am I using? Well, I'm using a special drying cloth here. I say special. It's the microfiber cloth. And I'm just going to, for a start, wipe all the big bits of water from the roof. In fact, this is dirty. I'm going to change this in a second. From the roof, off the roof, and away. Oh, there's little flies and little spiders and all sorts come out to play this evening. Just wipe that off the car. Work your way down, drying it off, drying it off. And actually I can see that I've missed a little bit there, so I can use that cloth to just wipe it off. I'm going to change my cloth because this is dirty. And the last thing I want to do on my brand new clean white paintwork is wipe dirt. Dad is the legend. Oh, thank you. Thanks everybody. Dirty rainwater. Well, it is dirty, but it isn't dirty. Bet neighbours love the jet wash. Well, my neighbour is currently cutting his lawn, so I don't think he minds. Please use a separate sponge for doing the wheels. Yeah, well, I know that the wheels and the sponge might upset you, but it is, they are clean. I have cleaned the wheels. What's Dad's name? Wolf says it's Pete. Do a live tomorrow. I can't do a live tomorrow. Excuse me. I'll tell you for why. Because there's no signal. There's no signal at the old Festival of the Unexceptional. Oh dear, excuse me, that little bug I ate is really causing havoc inside my throat. I might have to go and just take a swig of water. And I'm going to do that whilst you look at the sunset. This could grow. I think this could take on Lincolnshire Proton Sunset Watch. What do you reckon? Also, I can't find a blooming clean cloth anywhere. Excuse me, I need a clean microfiber. Here we go. I'll just get some water. Thankfully, Mrs. John Keaton's made a jug up in the fridge. Oh dear. ASMR drinking sounds. That's better. Right. You are right though, I should use a separate sponge, separate cloth for the wheels. They are wheel trims. They are plastic wheel trims and they have been cleaned. So don't panic about that, please. Anyway, now I found myself a clean cloth. Clean drying cloth. Oh my goodness, this comes up lovely. Oh, this is coming up a treat. This really is coming up nice now. Oh, I'm proud of this. I'm happy with that. To quote Dad's favourite catchphrase from the channel, we're not wasting our time then, are we? Maybe I am wasting my time, but you guys are watching this as well. You're interested. Dear. Someone's commented about me washing the car on the grass. Well, yeah. Why wouldn't you wash your car on the grass? It's got natural filtration then. It's not wasting the water, it's going onto the grass. It's not going to kill it. The chemicals that the stuff I've put on the car. Why wouldn't you wash your car on your grass? Don't you? I do. All the time. If I am using sort of harsh chemicals, then I will not wash the car on the grass, sort of TFR remover, etc. But I don't like TFR remover. I don't like using it. I think it's harmful to cars' paintwork. And actually, if you were to look at Mum and Dad's Hyundai i10, the paintwork on it is terrible. It's flat as anything. And Dad and I both reckon that because it's been through a couple of major car dealerships in its life, it's had TFR smeared all over it all its life. And it really isn't good for the paintwork. It really isn't. So no TFR around here. I'm talking nonsense now. What do you reckon so far, folks? What's the verdict? Not only to the car, but to the nonsense live content. What do you reckon? I've enjoyed this little Facebook Live. I suppose it's meant that I've had someone with me while I'm doing this. You guys, who actually, I really appreciate that. I appreciate your support. I appreciate your comments. Every single comment that you guys put on all the videos, by the way, I try and reply to because, well, you've taken the time out of your day and your life to write a comment on some of the content that little old me has made in my little office, in my little workshop with Dad here in Lincolnshire. So you've taken your time to comment, so I can only do my bit. I've been bitten by a fly. Little gnats are out and about now, and that is to comment back, because like I say, you've taken your time, so I'm taking my time now to comment down below. Oh, a little gnat just bit me. little yellow mark on the paintwork here. I'm not really sure what that is. There's a few marks on this white paintwork. What do you expect it is? Well, 30 odd years old. I'm wringing me rag out. Right, let's go on to the back. Have a look at this. At the back and the sides. There we go, we're getting there. That's looking good, isn't it? If I do say so myself. And what I'll do is I'll continue to just wipe this off. And then I think what I'll end up doing is probably rinsing it off with some more rainwater, I don't know. All these little gnats that are biting me. But that one, that one's left a little sting inside me. Ouch. Ouch. Oh. Right. Nearly done. Do this back window and this back bit. It's mainly the surfaces, and you want to get the water off where it sits, so it's not water spotting, white spotting. That's the last thing I want to have to clean off tomorrow. White spot. I think I might get another cloth. All these midges are biting. Go away, little flies, little midges. Leave me alone. I do not want your attention. What are you looking forward to coming up on the channel, by the way? I've got so much content filmed, like loads of content filmed. Dad and I are currently working on my Armstrong Siddeley. If you follow me on Twitter, you'll know that it's broken. It's been broken a few days now. The chassis is cracked. And it's keeping Dad busy. I've got noodle hands now. Dun, 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 dun. Noodle hands. Let's try these. These are actually Mrs. John Coupland, so she might be furious that I'm using her noodle hands. Oh, this is good for drying. I like this. Have you worked out that I'm just making it up as I go along yet, by the way? Noodle hands needs to be a hashtag, I think. Hashtag noodle hands. These flies are really upsetting me. Noodle hands aren't as good as I thought. They're a bit dusty. Well, what else would I be doing with my Friday evening? Yes, I know. Anything other than this. Here we go. That's cleaned that off nicely. And I just want to get all the surfaces dried off a little bit, just to stop it from dribbling the second I get in the car in the morning or anything like that. John, you've not cleaned the plastics at the bottom. Nope, I have not. And I will not be doing either. Why, John? Why? I can't be bothered. I'm not going to get me polytrol out, whatever it's called, Olitrol, because it takes a long old time to dry. Let's get in here and push all that water out of the sunroof. So last thing I want is that sitting in there overnight. We're getting there, boys and girls. Oh, we're getting there. Let's get the cloth again and just give it another wipe down. But what do you reckon to that? If you're watching, let me know, because every time you comment it pops up and I can't see it if you don't comment. Here we go. That's looking all right, isn't it? What do you reckon to that? Who at the Festival of the Unexceptional tomorrow, by the way, are you looking forward to seeing the most? I'm looking forward to seeing some friends, actually, and Chris Pollitt, who is a automotive YouTuber, journalist, an all-round top man, who I've had an online relationship, yeah, I'm going to call it relationship with for the past, I don't know, 3 or 4 years. And I've never met him. So he's going to be there. I'm looking forward to seeing him. He's doing some stuff on the stage. I'm not doing anything on the stage this year. I think there's such a thing as too much Coupland in your life. And I've done it for the past, what, 2-3 years. Having a chat on the stage, putting forward my views about K11 Nissan Micras to the world. So other people are doing it this year, including, I think it's Johnny Smith, isn't it? And Smith and Sniff, who, if you follow them on Twitter, are Richard Porter and Johnny Smith. Car pervert, I think. How are you enjoying this so far, by the way? I hope you're enjoying it as much as I am. Right, let's have a look at that now. Nearly done, aren't we? The late break show, that's it. Is Chris bringing the lovely green Mondeo? Yeah, I think so. Looks good from here, I'm over 300 miles away. Thanks, Robin. Proton looks good. Washing cars on the grass. Matthew, aren't you a fan of me washing cars on the grass? John Noodlehand's cars. I like that. Good evening, just washed my car. Where's the legend Pete today? The Proton looks great. Best car podcast without a doubt. Well, Carrie, that's very kind. That's the fun of white paint. Working up at the patina. Yeah. I think I prefer the white one to the Black Knight. Oh, that's a controversial comment. But do you know what? I think I also have to agree with you. What's your favourite part of your online relationship with Chris? That's an interesting question. He seems to be the same... Oh, I've lost you. He seems to be the same sort of personality as me when it comes to naff old cars. Yes, he likes his old Repmobiles, like his Mondeo, etc. And that's not for me. I like my underappreciated Survivors. But he just seems an all-round top bloke. Matthew, not a fan of Smith and Sniff. I've never met them, so I can't comment. And, well, who knows? I'm going to meet them tomorrow, hopefully. Oh, this is looking nice. I'm really happy with this. Although Noodle Hands has left some dust and dirt and debris on this window, so I don't think Noodle Hands was a good idea. In the grand scheme of things. Oh, that's one thing I've got to check. Clean. Clean your aerial. Clean your shaft. Yep, I said that on the internet tonight. Clean your extendable shaft. No! Now, can't be saying that. I'll upset me dad. Someone's asked, where's Dad? I'll tell you where he is. He's at home. He's at his house tonight. We're at my house today. Mrs. John Coupland's at work. Oh, I've got this door to do. It's me. I don't want to get a big not crease. What's the word I want? Drip mark all down it. Now, considering this car is, what, nearly 30 years old. In fact, it's over... Hang on a minute, how old is it? 93. 31 years old, yeah? Doesn't come up too bad, does it? Doesn't come up too bad at all. I'm going to have to dry behind the light clusters, I think. Or shall I just let that dry? What do you reckon? Comment. take the headlamp protectors off and give it a dry behind it, or let it dry naturally? What do you reckon? Genuinely need your advice there, please. Have a look inside if you want. Dun, 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 dun. You have a look inside there. Look at that velour. I need to clean this velour, but actually, I've got no idea how to do that. I've never used one of those, I don't know how you describe it, car, you know what I mean, don't you? The things that extract from seats. You see it on YouTube channels and it sucks it all up and goes, and it makes it look nice. But I don't think you should really wet vac velour. I don't think you should really wet vac car seats at all, because, well, my dad's always taught me it come away from the glue and the foam. You'll end up ruining them. What do you reckon? Maybe just give it a hoover. Ah, yes, there you go, Matthew. It'll go baggy. It will go baggy, right? Am I on the right lines? Has Dad told me the right thing? Don't wet vac your interior. I'm glad you've said that. I'm glad it's not just me that's been told that. What else have we got going on here? Don't wet vac them. Yeah, I don't rate Johnny Smith's barn finds. Rich people. Proper salt of the earth. Hopefully we're salt of the earth. White and silver are very forgiving. Black is for the nutcase enthusiast. Matthew, I'm glad you commented this afternoon or this evening. Oh, there's me, by the way. Hello. Because you have confirmed what I expected. Bloomin' heck. Look at that. Look at that sunshine. What's the word I want? Sunset. Look at that sunset. In fact, it's shining here on the interior this evening. Matthew, what did you use to detail BMW? Oh, okay. You know your stuff then, mate. You know a lot more than me, because, as I say, I'm not an expert when it comes to cleaning cars. I'm just some bloke in his shed, but that interior looks nice. Car odour eliminator. Oh, right. Well, thankfully, I'm going to show you again. Look at that sunset. Look at it. What a beautiful evening. I'm going to talk about that because I bought a Proton, which will be at the Festival of the Unexceptional tomorrow, L453OMM. It's not owned by me anymore. It's owned by a young lad called Jack, who's a really nice guy. He bought it from me and he's kept it running for the past couple of years as his daily. And when I bought it, it stank of fags. That is not a derogatory term, by the way. Apologies. That is a term for cigarettes. YouTube will tell me off for that. So it stank of cigarettes. And I used one of these Dakota odor bombs. And I'd never used that before in my life. And I popped it in. And, well, it did wonders. It did a really good job. Really good job of the interior. And the smell of cigarettes, well, was gone after just one use. I think it was, as you say, about 20 quid. And I had to sort of pop it in a bowl in the car and then set it off, and it went off like a fine mist spray. But it got rid of that smell of cigarette smoke, you know, instantly. The car actually did stink to high heaven of this stuff quite significantly for about 2 or 3 weeks afterwards, but it was really pungent. But it certainly got rid of that smell. Certainly got rid of that smell. Goodness me, this is coming up nicely, isn't it? I've got the floor mats to clean. I might do them. Although, yeah. How am I going to do them, boys and girls? I might leave them alone, actually. Leave them floor mats alone. Pop the boot here, just so I can clean off the boot edge. In here, clean off this. Have a look at what's in the boot, ready for tomorrow. I've got a chair. I have a chair. King in the photo. What's that? That's Borat, isn't it? King in the castle. Well, at least the boot light works, if you can see that. Oh, there's loads of things in here I need to sort out, actually. Including a Blaupunkt Vienna CD, no, not CD player, tape deck. And artifacts, some mini cheddars that would absolutely be from a car show last year. I think Boston Classic Car Show, when my good friend and Proton Virgin up until last year, Sarah Crabtree, came for a little wander about with me, and we had a great time, me and Crabbers. I'm just going to get some of this warm water and very gently clean off that boot lid, I think, with my wet cloth, my damp cloth. What do you reckon, under here? Because it's a little bit grubby. Oh, I'm getting it all on my paintwork. Didn't really want to do that, but I'm getting just this grime off from under there. Come and look under the boot lid, please, tomorrow, because now I've made the effort to clean it. I want you to take a look at it. Right, where's me noodle hands? Noodle hands! Just to get that off there. Someone saying, do not detail an engine bay. No, I tend to have to agree. I did it once with, I can't remember what I did it with. I certainly did it with a jet wash, and I'll never do it again. I can't remember what car it was, but I got water all in the distributor and the distributor cap, and caused a whole host of problems for Dad. Well, I do agree. Don't necessarily jet wash your engine bay. I suppose if you've not got engine in it, like the barn find Proton, well, have at it, sunshine. But no, I also am in a bit of an agreement. It's probably not best to detail your engine bay, especially if you don't know what you're doing. There's a lot of electrical gubbins, shall we say, that can go wrong under there. A lot of electrical gubbins. Right, make sure I've not got the keys in the boot. Yes. Good. Slam. Look who's watching us. Look, we've got Mop Cat watching us. Hello, Mop. And we've got Daisy Cat watching us. That's Daisy. She's 20 years old, soon be 21. Little old puss. And Mop is there, look. Right, we'll just finish off and do the insides of these doors. Oh, I've missed a bit here. Good spot, John boy. All that. It's not going to be perfect, as I say. I've been at work all week. This is the cleanest this is probably going to be all year. Because actually this isn't going anywhere else to any car shows as far as I'm aware after photo. Is anyone else going to any car shows this year? That's looking good, isn't it? I'm really proud of that. Really happy with that. Looks so much better than it did, well, an hour and a half ago as well. But oh, this door shut needs doing in here. Get rid of some of that water in there. And tomorrow, hopefully, people aren't going to be opening the doors of the car, because that's not what it's about. But I will have the windows open so people can have a look in, I think. That's if it's nice. What do you reckon? Having the windows open, yay or nay? Or do you think it will tempt people to have a bit of a reach in and touch things? It's my friend Glenn. I'm not a celebrity in any way, shape or form. But I'm known locally as the car guy. And it's quite nice, actually, that people will drive past the house, and if they see me or Mrs. John Cooper, will give us a pip and a wave. Or if we're out and about, they'll give us a little wave. So hello to everybody. That's quite nice, actually, isn't it? Ooh. Booked my Rustival tickets yesterday, Sid. Oh, awesome. Yeah, good idea. We are taking the Nissan Micra, the red Micra, that's what we're taking, to Rustival. Well, it's not a secret anymore because it's on the Twitter. It's past its MOT. Yeah. So Nissan Micra, K11, went for an MOT a week ago today and passed. So round of applause for the Micra, I think. No MOT advisories. The rust was all repaired by Dad. And it's all done and dusted. So Micra, Rustival 2, we will be there. Hopefully that's not spoilt any surprises for people, but yeah, we'll be there with the Micra for Rustival 2. Also, by the way, look at this. Can you see? Look in the centre console. Don't look at that door shut. Look at the centre console. Look what I've fitted. Well, I say I. Look what Dad's fitted. A brand new old stock Blaupunkt Sydney SQR 49 FM radio, which is what should have been in the car when it was new. So we've got a new FM stereo radio. John, what are you doing? You're just wiping down this plastic? Yeah, I am. Just to get rid of some of this debris. The steering wheel are wiped out. And then, I think we're nearly done for the evening, everybody. Oh, I need to get rid of a spider's web that I've seen. Where have I seen that spider's web? Aha! It's in the back here. Good. What do you reckon then? There's quite a few of you still on the live video. The sun is setting here in Lincolnshire. And the Proton, well, is looking good. Do you know what? I love how all you folk are having a little chat amongst yourselves in the comments. That's what this video is about tonight. Isn't it lovely? Yes, Mike, it is. Will your Moggy be there? Look at that. Wow. Look at that. She looks good, doesn't she? I'm genuinely super proud with how this has turned out tonight. And as my very first live video, I think it's gone really well. There's loads of you watched over the period of time, and loads of you commented. The car isn't perfect, but I've just given it a little bit of a tidy up. I will get the Hoover out in a minute and just hoover these seats off, but I'm glad you're with me. This is lovely. I'm a little bit emotional tonight. I've got fly in my eye or something. What will I do in the morning? Well, I will clean off the tyres. No, I'm going to clean off the tyres now. Yeah. Oh, what a view. I'm going to clean off these tyres with my bucket and my sponge. And then I'm going to, in the morning, give it a bit of a wash off with the old, oh, what's the word I want? Cleaner, you know what I mean, don't you? just because there's a lot of mud on this tyre. Oh, someone's screaming. It's not that exciting. Or is it? Who knows? That looks a bit better. Let's do the other ones, get this mud off. I don't know where that mud's come from, actually. Tyre shine, that's the word I wanted, Sid. No sunset at Sutton Bridge. That's interesting, isn't it? Although it is setting sort of towards, I don't know, Skegness, not Skegness my way, but you know which way I mean. Away. And actually, I'm not actually in Boston. I am between Boston and Skegness. But yes, I know what you're saying. Just clean them wheels off a little bit. Tyre shine, yes, that's the word. I've got some tyre shine stuff from the team at Nielsen. Did you check out those wheel arch panels I told you in the last vid? Are they for the Micra and not Protons? If it was for a Micra, absolutely I did, yes. We're not going to patch the Micra in yet, as in we're not going to be doing any more welding in the Micra at the moment. But yes, we did check it out. Oh, here we go, last one. Is anybody going to be watching the Olympics? Is that your sort of thing? It's not my sort of thing, but I understand a few people will be watching it. Let me know in the comments. For the K11, yes. I have checked them out, yes. But no, we're not going to be fitting any yet. Because Dad is up to his ears in jobs. Well, Sid, you say that about the Olympics, but you know, there's people watching me, some old bloke in Lincolnshire, clean out of a Proton, ready for a show tomorrow. How old is Dad? He is... how do I put this? He is of a retirement age, and he is able to withdraw his pension. So that should give you the age of Dad. I'm going to just take a look under the bonnet now I've done that, and then I'm going to get the Hoover out quick, but we are losing the light quickly. There she is. Have a look under there. The engine bay isn't as nice as it could be. That rocker cover certainly lets it down. Underneath the bits and pieces is under there. Power! Yeah, you're right. He never truly retired though. He now has to work on your stuff. Well, it's either me that keeps him busy, or Dad that keeps him busy, or Mrs. John Coupland that keeps him busy with decorating. I think he quite enjoys it still. I think he's a bit like me. Well, I'll tell you what it is for me. I like spending time with me Dad. That's what it is. Is he into his cars still? Well, he's got the Armstrong Siddeley at the moment to tinker with. He's probably a little bit fed up. But I think he does it because, well, I'm his son. And I think that's what dads do for all their children, isn't it? Do the best. Oh, dear, right. I'm going to shut the bonnet. And actually, I'm probably just going to give this a real quick blast off with the Hoover. Then I'm done. Oh, people's ducks are quacking. You can tell we're in Lincolnshire, there's ducks. You should get Hubnut to test drive the Armstrong. Well, Hubnut is quite a long way away from me, but I'll tell you who has test drove the Armstrong. My friend Steph from iDriver Classic. If you want to check that out when we finish this, she took the Armstrong Siddeley for a spin, and boy oh boy, that was an experience for her. In fact, Steph's taken a couple of my my Protons for a drive as well. That was one of the first videos that went really, really big for Steph. Was the Black Knight, and her taking it for a spin, because as I said earlier in the video, the folks of Malaysia are super, and I mean super proud of their car. Rightly so. And I'm super proud of their car too, because it gives me joy and happiness. Right, let's just give this a quick hoover out. Not really too much for you to see, I'm afraid, here. Apart from some bloke hoovering a Proton. We're just getting the little bit of dust and dirt that's accumulated since we've been working on it out, but there's not over much to get rid of here. Sorry about the view. What a terrible view. Give this rear parcel shelf a quick hoover out, and then we're done and dusted there, look. On there. Whoops. I've just hit the door. A tickle stick. What on earth is a tickle stick? Is that a feather duster? I've got one of those. And this is John Coupland, it's bright pink. That's not a lie either. Or dirt. So I want to tell you just how beautiful that velour feels. Right, tickling stick as per Ken Dodd. You're right. The girl over there was thinking, who am I talking to? Bless her heart. Fabric is definitely better than leather. You're right. You are absolutely right. Look at that. Look at that velour. Beautiful. I'm just going to take out the driver's floor mat here. Just give that a bit of a shake, because there's a bit of dirt on there. It needs a bit of a clean, that does actually, but right now that's not what I'm going to be doing. The light's going, ladies and gentlemen, so I'll probably have to love you and leave you shortly, but I really hope you've enjoyed this video. Not my Royal Mail van. No. Which interior of all your motors is your favourite? The interior of my B-Reg 1985 Toyota MR2. If you haven't seen the videos on the channel, I suggest you check them out because it is beautiful. It's sort of velour black and blue. Right, I'll shut all the doors, shut the bonnet, and that will be it. That will be cleaning of the Proton 1.5 SE. Done. Oh, listen to that. Dong. Done for the evening. A stiff brush on the velour. Okay, how will that work? I'm guessing I'll just give it a bit of a rub and it sort of brings the grime and the dirt up, is it? Let's start her up. Oh dear. Ignore that. Ignore that. That's just, there you go. That's just character. There she is. Do you want to have a look round her then? Something's got a bit wet. Right, let's have a quick look round before the end of the video then. Just think how many more cars you could fill if you covered that grass over. You're right, but I don't think Mrs. John Coupland will let me get away with that. The honest answer is, well, I've got, what, 10 on the back? So I can't get away with having some on the front. This is my front lawn, but I need to do some weeding and some weed and feed. I've ordered some weed and feed actually from Amazon. It doesn't seem to have arrived yet. Right, here we go. There it is. The finished Proton 1.5 SE LE, not an LE, no, not the LE. Well, the neighbours think I'm mad anyway. There it is. That is the finished 1.5 SE ready for tomorrow. It's not perfect. In fact, what I am going to just do quick, if you can see it on the video, is I've got some overspray here from when Dad and I did the painting of this trim. So I'm just going to get that off. One moment, please. Please hold the line, caller. Your Proton is important to us. What do I need? What shall I get that out with? I'm not going to go too abrasive. I'm going to go with some Ultimate Compound, I think, which is a thing from Maguire's. I don't really want to put T-cut on this car now I've got it cleaned, but I obviously do want to get this this overspray off there. Can you see it? Is it showing up here? I've got no concerns that it won't come off. It should come off. It's only a bit of overspray off some satin white paint. Can't see it properly. Yeah. Now can you see it? Looks like a big shadow there, look. I can't get you any closer, I'm afraid, or can I get you a bit closer? There we go. Now you can see it, right? See it? So I've got some Ultimate Compound on me cloth. Ta-da! Right, get that off quick. Might just use my damp cloth. Off there. There goes that overspray. Good stuff. Looking good. Where's it gone? You're right, where has it gone? Have you considered reviewing viewers' cars if you're offered them? Well, I'm always very conscious about that because I don't want to lose the way of the channel. The channel has always been me and my dad just messing about with old cars in Lincolnshire, and then, well, I was offered some brand new cars to test. Why did I decide to go ahead and test those? Well, I'll tell you for why. Because it's always good to make network connections with people, isn't it? So I've made some connections with local businesses, Peugeot, KGM, SsangYong previously, and Suzuki, as a Suzuki Swift drives past. And I've tested some new cars. Yeah, I have thought about testing other people's cars. I'll tell you what panics me. I tell you what I'm absolutely terrified of, and that's damaging someone's car. Because I would never forgive myself if I damaged someone's car or crashed it or did something to it. And obviously you've got to be really, really careful as well with insurance, etc. So yes, I have considered testing other people's cars. And of course, I certainly would do if they were relatively local, because well, I don't make any money out of YouTube. But I don't want to damage people's pride and joy. So I'm really cautious about that. Does that make sense? And of course, if I didn't like something, if I thought, oh, hang on a minute, this totally random Morris Ital is no good, then I'd want to say it, and I would hate to upset anybody, because I'm not here to upset anyone at all. You know, I don't, you know, no. I think that's probably a great idea, and I would love to be able to do it, such as people like Hubnut do, and Steph do, and Matt from Furious Driving does. But I just couldn't live with myself if anything happened. Because I know if I lent this, for example, to JM on Cars, let's say, and he crashed it, I'd be devastated. I wouldn't be angry at him, but I'd be devastated because I wouldn't get another one. So, probably not. Does that make sense? Hopefully you see and understand that the same as I do. Modern car where it's sort of Peugeot, Taylor's Peugeot, for example, in Boston, who have lent me the car, they are covered for test drives. They are covered for people like me to take the car out. And if anything goes wrong, then as long as everyone's okay, I could live with myself, I think. But someone's pride and joy, nah. Not worth it, is it? Not for a few thousand video views. I suppose if I was super duper famous and had public liability insurance for millions of pounds, maybe. Right, so I am now getting tidied up. I'm really happy with that, how that's turned out. What do you think? Seriously, everyone that's watching, what do you think to that? She's looking good, isn't she? I'm super chuffed with that. And actually the light is overexposing, but yeah, looking good. Isn't it lovely? You're right, Mike. You are absolutely right. Isn't it lovely? What can you see on the driveway? Well, we've got the Purple Smart there, and some exciting Purple Smart news. It's going to appear in a really popular magazine soon. Well, let's take a look at it. Do you want to have a look at it? Let's have a quick look at the Purple Smart. So there's the Purple Smart. It's going to appear in Car magazine alongside the new Smart #1. Sid, don't look at that. That's a special car. That's a different Proton. You can't look at that. That's a top secret Proton. This hasn't come to the channel yet, actually. This is the first time, apart from when I picked it up, you're seeing this car. Look how rusty it is on the bonnet here, look. Look at that. You poke big holes in it. Look at that. Oh, there you are. You can take that home with you. We've got the Museum Micra. That's in there. The MR2 is at the back. We've got the Royal Snail van. And we've got the Orange Smart. And there's a big gap here. What can you guess is missing? What's missing from the space there? Of course, it's This is John Coupland's pink car. Oh, I'm going to reuse my water then. So the water I've got spare will go into the fountain. I call this my ambiance fountain because it's good for ambiance. I don't like to waste water. Ambiance. And this is Gary the Snail. Can you see Gary? Is it Gary the Snail? Hang on a minute, I've got to look at my... Is it Gary the Snail or Dave the Snail? I can't remember Mrs. John Coupland's name, but I think it's Gary the Snail. Tip that in the sump. There'll be a few bubbles come out of it, but that's not the end of the world. Yeah, we've got, I think it's Gary the Snail, and we've got Dave the Tortoise there as well. Right, anyway, enough about that nonsense. There is the Proton 1.5 SE ready pretty much for the Festival of the Unexceptional 2024. What's that taken me? A couple of hours. I've been doing this live stream to get it to that standard. If you're just joining me on the live stream, why? Well, I've teamed up with a classic sustainable fuel company who are sponsoring the Haggerty Festival of the Unexceptional this year. Sustain, and that car is going to be on their stand. So you're going to be able to see the car as part of their display, and they've also going to give me enough fuel, sustainable fuel, to power classic cars to get me home and do a little review on. Oh, Suzuki Wagon R! Yes! Suzuki Wagon R. I think someone's just asked me what I do for a job, but the comments have disappeared. Oh no, here we go. What do you do for a job? Would not make any income? No. No, I don't make any income from YouTube. I work for the emergency services. That's what I do. I'm a police detective. It's not a secret. I work as part of a team in our serious crime unit in Cambridgeshire. So if you are ever a victim of serious crime in Cambridgeshire, God help you. But it's myself and my colleagues that will help you. Obviously, I don't wish anybody to be a victim of serious crime, but yeah, that's what I do. I'm a detective, solving crime, hopefully quite efficiently, in Cambridgeshire. So that's what I do. Hence I mess about with old cars in my spare time, because as you can probably imagine, it's not the nicest job in the world. I say that, doesn't mean I don't enjoy it. I do enjoy it. I enjoy helping people and putting bad people in prison. But yeah, it's not nice. Anyway, back to Protons. Back to the Festival of the Unexceptional. Back to what we're doing tomorrow. This car is going to be on display with Dad, with Sustain, the energy fueling, the sustainable fuel company, and they're going to do a video with me as well. They've sponsored the channel to do a video, which I hope you don't think is a sellout. Please don't think I'm selling out there, because that's not what I'm doing. I genuinely believe in sustainable fuel. Have you ever thought about getting a classic police car? Well, it's funny you should say that. I've got in front of me a white saloon, and my initial plan with this car when I bought it was to turn it into a police car replica, because Proton, if you have a look on the internet, in one of their brochures had one of these SE cars as a replica police car. They never made it in the UK. Humberside Police did have Proton police cars, but they never actually used them of this model. I think they had the Impians and the Satrias, etc. But I did plan on turning this into a replica police car. But when I got the car and looked at it, it was so good, I decided that no, I had to restore it and keep it as it is, because, well, it's super rare, isn't it, in this condition. I'm just tidying up now. And this will be the end of the live stream soon, maybe in about 10-15 minutes. The sun is setting fast, and I've really enjoyed this actually. So I really hope you have too. And as I say, I will have a look through all the comments and the interactions and the feedback and all the suggestions when I get inside. It's difficult to do while I'm washing a car and talking at the same time. But yeah, I've really enjoyed that. I hope you have too. I hope to see so many of you tomorrow, genuinely, because, well, it's not just about the cars. For me, it's about the people. I love meeting people that I'm going to say are fans. I'm going to say people that find the channel enjoyable. You're fans, right? Can I use that? I'm not being too big-headed saying that. People that are fans of the channel. I love meeting fans. And I loved going to Rustival with Dad because, well, I think Dad didn't realise until that point just how popular he was, and he's still not really embraced that fully. But he genuinely doesn't understand why so many people enjoy watching the channel, which is really humbling. Would Mrs. John Coupland like it if you had a fire engine on the drive? Yeah. I think so. There's a fire engine local to us that, where have we gone? That is pink. And I think it's like a party bus for hen nights and all that sort of stuff. And I went to have a look at it recently with Mrs. John Coupland. And I lied to her. It was a little white lie, it wasn't a nasty lie, and told her that it was for sale and I was considering buying it for her. And actually, she wasn't against the idea, but obviously I haven't got the right driving licence to drive a fire engine. Could you imagine Mrs. John Coupland came home one day and there was a fire engine on the drive? I'm lucky enough to be able to drive police cars. In fact, today I was driving a brand new marked police van. It was a Vauxhall, I believe, Vivaro, 24 plate. For some reason we've gone automatic. It was okay. Did the job, put the bad person in the back. But yeah, that was my day. What Mrs. John Coupland would like to see me do next? Probably sell a car. I have got to sell that TT. Not that I want to, but it probably needs to go. Ooh. That's it then, nearly done. Just getting tidied up, packed away. Can you see her okay there still? It's looking all right, isn't she? Right, I'm going to end it now. I'm going to end the video because I'm done and my phone is about to die. Thanks for watching, genuinely. I shall see you all if you're going to the Festival of the Unexceptional tomorrow. Come and say hello. Come and say hello to me. Come and say hello to Dad. Come and have a look around the car. Take photographs if you want. We'll have some selfies together. I'm okay with that. I've told Dad to bring his Sharpie so he can sign autographs and blank cheques. If you've enjoyed watching and you haven't subscribed, please do. And if you haven't already hit the thumbs up button, please do, because I might do some more of these if you enjoy it. Have a great day, genuinely. Take care. Have a good evening. Humbled that you're here with me, genuinely. See ya. I'll leave you with a walk around of the car.